You obey, but it feels heavy, and you wonder why faith feels more like weight than freedom. You keep doing what you know is right, yet something inside you resists. Not rebellion, fatigue. You're tired of choosing restraint when others choose ease. Tired of praying when silence answers back. Tired of obedience that doesn't seem to move anything. You start asking questions you don't say out loud. If this is obedience, why does it feel like loss? If God is near, why does your heart feel so alone? You tell yourself to be grateful. You remind yourself that obedience matters. But those words don't lift the weight. They just help you carry it longer. And quietly, a thought forms that scares you. What if I'm doing everything right and missing something essential? You don't doubt God, you doubt yourself. You wonder if your obedience is thin, mechanical, hollow, or worse, if it's costing you something God never asked for. You read verses about joy and peace, and they feel distant, not untrue, just out of reach. David knew this feeling. How long, O Lord? Will you forget me forever? Psalm 13, verse 1. That question isn't defiance. It's honest obedience under strain. You keep showing up. You keep saying no when it would be easier to say yes. You keep choosing faithfulness when the reward feels delayed. For a moment, that honesty brings relief. You realize you're not broken, you're human. You're not failing, you're pressing forward without clarity. But the relief fades quickly because the weight returns. And now it feels heavier, not lighter. You start to realize the problem may not be obedience itself. It may be what you expect obedience to do. You've been waiting for obedience to remove the burden, to fix the tension, to make the road smoother. But obedience was never promised to make things lighter. It was promised to make things true. Jesus said, "If anyone would come after me, let him deny himself." Matthew 16:24. That verse doesn't comfort you. It confronts you because denial doesn't feel good, and carrying a cross was never meant to. You feel a brief clarity here. Not peace, but perspective. Obedience isn't heavy because it's wrong. It's heavy because it's costly. Still, another question rises. If obedience costs so much, why does God ask for it without always explaining why? You want reassurance. You want a reason that satisfies the ache. But instead, you get silence again. And silence has a way of sharpening the struggle. You begin to see something unsettling. The weight you feel isn't just sacrifice, it's expectation. You've been obeying while secretly hoping God would make it easier in exchange, that He would hurry the relief, that He would soften the path. But Scripture presses back. Shall we receive good from God, and shall we not receive evil? Job 2:10. That verse doesn't accuse you, it steadies you. For a moment, the weight shifts, not gone, but clarified. You're not obeying to earn comfort. You're obeying because God is worthy, even when comfort delays. Still, the tension escalates again, because knowing this doesn't remove the ache. You still wake up tired. You still feel the pull of easier options. You still wonder if obedience is slowly draining you. And here is the deeper question you've been avoiding. Is obedience heavy because you're carrying it alone? You've been obeying with clenched fists, white-knuckled faith, trying to control outcomes God never asked you to manage. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and do not lean on your own understanding. Proverbs 3, verse 5. That verse lands differently now, not as instruction, but as exposure. You've been obedient, but not surrendered. You gave God your actions. You held back your expectations. There's temporary relief here, because surrender explains the heaviness without condemning you. But the tension rises one last time, because surrender costs more than obedience. It means releasing the timeline, the results, the need to feel justified in your sacrifice. It means trusting God when obedience stays heavy longer than you expected. And this is where clarity finally settles. Obedience feels heavy when you treat it like a transaction, when you obey to get something back, when you carry the weight instead of placing it where it belongs. Jesus said, "My yoke is easy and my burden is light," not because the path is painless, but because you're not meant to carry it alone. The weight you feel isn't proof you're missing God. It's proof you're close to surrender. So here is the quiet challenge that matters right now. Stop asking obedience to make sense. Stop waiting for it to feel rewarding. Stop carrying what God never asked you to hold. Obey, not to feel lighter, but to be faithful, and let God decide what the weight becomes.